What if Ahsoka and Anakin battled Darth Maul on Mandalore? Let's explore the depths of it in this video. Anakin watches the stare down between Obi-Wan and Ahsoka. They should be out there fighting Maul and the CIS, not fighting each other. But neither one was willing to budge on what to do about Mandalore. Taking a deep breath, he steps in between them.
I'll divide the 501st, make a new division under Ahsoka's command.
Unfortunately, Ahsoka is no longer a part of the Grand Army of the Republic.
We'll promote Rex to commander and have him lead the new division. Ahsoka can go with him as an advisor.
It's not perfect, but both can agree with it. This does raise the question, where will Anakin go? His first instinct is to stay to protect the Chancellor. After all, this is the Republic's capital, and they need every Jedi they can get. As he looks at Ahsoka, though, he can see that she wishes for him to join her. They haven't seen each other in months, and she longs to have her former master by her side. And Ahsoka's words did strike a chord with him. How many times did they have to leave people in need because of politics? Far more than he would admit. Besides, Obi-Wan was there, along with most of the Jedi Council. And I can go, to ensure that everything goes as planned. Obi-Wan is surprised to hear this, but knows better than to argue, and wishes them good luck. As expected, they face considerable resistance from Maul's super commandos, encountering heavy resistance from the defenses. Lucky for the 332nd, Ahsoka and Anakin secure a landing zone. The fighting soon spread to the streets, but the 332nd gave the resistance the upper hand. They are soon storming the palace and capturing Prime Minister Almec. However, Maul remains at large by escaping into the sewers, with Anakin and Ahsoka pursuing them. As Almec is subdued, he smirks.
He knew you'd come, but it's good to see you brought the right Jedi.
Bo-Katan warns them of a trap, but it's too late. As the two Jedi search the sewers, they're ambushed by Maul's troops. They use the tunnels to separate them and pick off the clones until only 2 of them are left. They approach a larger section where Maul is waiting with his commandos.
You must be Anakin Skywalker. I've heard quite a bit about you.
Indeed. You know my master, Obi-Wan.
Just as you know mine, Darth Sidious. I do wonder if the moment is now upon them.
What moment?
Oh, you shall see. You have a part to play. At least you should, if you weren't here.
Maul suddenly lunges at them, spinning his lightsabers around and pushing Anakin back. However, Ahsoka joins him, and the two counter and throw their full powers in a force attack that send Maul crashing against the wall. He barely raises his weapon just as their lightsabers come falling. Maul pivots to one side and twists, kicking Ahsoka, who stumbles aside. Anakin helps her, but Maul's commandos pour blaster fire on them, forcing him to defend.
No, not yet. We shall meet again.
He and his troops retreat, leaving Anakin and Ahsoka alone. However, that name rings a bell for the two of them, as they had previously heard it from Obi-Wan. The two head back to the palace to report their findings. When they meet with the Jedi Council, they are pleased to hear that Obi-Wan and Mace Windu managed to rescue the Chancellor and capture Count Dooku. Anakin and Ahsoka report what Maul told them, and Obi-Wan admits to hearing that name from Dooku, but not believing him. However, if Maul and Dooku say the same thing, then it might be worth looking into. Unfortunately, Anakin and Ahsoka cannot return to the Jedi Temple, as they are still finishing up on Mandalore. Maul launches several attacks throughout the Undercity, capturing Jesse, while Gar Saxon assassinates Almec to prevent him from giving any more information. Before he dies, he does reveal the name of the Jedi he is after. It's not Kenobi he wants, but Anakin Skywalker. The news shakes up Anakin, who believes this is a trap and that Maul wants him away from Coruscant for the attack. He insists that the clones pack up and leave to return, but Ahsoka is less certain. She thinks there is more to this than they believe, and that they can't go until they've captured Maul. Rex and Bo-Katan point out that they don't have much choice, and if they continue to stay there, they risk alienating the population. Before they can discuss it further, the palace doors open to reveal Maul with Jesse as his captive. The two prepare their weapons, but Maul raises a hand and then lets Jesse go. Rex takes him to get medical treatment, while Bo-Katan is forced to leave as the battle suddenly begins outside. Once the Jedi are left alone, Maul stands up and watches the battle.
We were both tools for greater powers, and we're here to bring you to justice. Justice is merely the construct of the current power base, a base which, according to my calculations, is about to change.
And Darth Sidious is behind it?
He is behind everything. In the shadows, always. But soon, very soon, he will reveal himself.
With your help, the Jedi can stop Sidious before it's too late.
Too late? For what? The Republic to fall? It already has. And you just can't see it. There is no justice, no law, no order, except for the one that will replace it. The time of the Jedi has passed. They cannot defeat Sidious. But together, you and I can. I had brought you here to kill you, to stop my master's plans as he stopped mine. But now I can see we can be allies.
Anakin hesitates, but as he focuses, he can sense the dark side as well. Its pull grew stronger, like a tide slowly wearing away at a cliffside. Anakin steps forward and offers out his hand. Maul smiles and takes it, and with the other, raises his comlink to relay an order. All super commandos are to stand down. Just as quickly as it started, the battle ended and Mandalore now belonged to the Republic. After they finished rounding up the remaining super commandos, Ahsoka confronts Anakin and asks why he would think about joining Maul. Anakin reveals he was thinking about what she said, about how the Jedi are always playing politics and how it's blinded them. But working with Maul might uncover the truth, and it means taking Mandalore without further bloodshed. Ahsoka is still doubtful, but trusts her master's judgment and leaves to oversee the clones. Once he's alone, Anakin enters the holding cell in which Maul was being held.
These accommodations are hardly fitting for an ally.
An ally in name. Don't think for a moment that I trust you. I still remember what you did to Qui-Gon.
Ah, yes. To tell you the truth, I regret that too.
You do?
I had no ill will towards him. I was simply following my master's orders. And look where it got me. The same path you are heading.
Me?
You have long been groomed for this role, even if you have not seen it. You were to be my master's new apprentice.
You still haven't mentioned his identity. A smirk plays across Maul's face. He then leans closer until his mouth is brushing against his ear.
Chancellor Palpatine.
Anakin suddenly punches Maul, slamming him against his chair. Anakin draws his lightsaber.
You lie! I'm afraid not. Tell me, how many times have you spoken? How many times has he attempted to stir your emotions? Doubt, fear, anger.
Anakin holds the lightsaber closer to Maul's neck. You think I have a problem with my anger? I haven't gutted you yet.
No, not your anger. It is one facet, but not the key. No, your love. Don't look so surprised, young one. Do you think those who fall to the dark side all look like me? They are the ones who have loved the hardest, believed the strongest, and who would have hurt the most.
For years, he has been struggling to deal with attachment. As Maul said it, he found the words more true than ever, especially as he stared into Maul's yellow eyes. This Zabrak had embraced the dark side and had more understanding than any Jedi. Despite his best efforts to hide it, Anakin's worry shows on his face. Maul smiles.
You understand. Good. So when the time comes, you will know what to do with that anger. Now, would you be so kind as to remove your weapon from my throat?
Anakin puts his lightsaber away and says he's going to see to their final preparations. The journey to Coruscant starts uneventfully, with Maul not causing any trouble, but they also receive no message from the rest of the Council. However, as they are in hyperspace, they receive a transmission from Coruscant. Anakin can sense it right away that it's Palpatine. He prepares to answer the call, but hesitates. Glancing around at all the troops, he orders them to leave them alone before receiving the call. The figure who appears sends a shiver down Anakin's spine. It is not the kindly old man whom he remembers. Instead, he is scarred and disfigured, with leathery skin and yellow eyes. Sensing this hesitation, Palpatine clutches his chest and trembles as if to collapse. He looks up at Anakin pitifully.
Anakin, my boy, you must return here immediately. The Jedi have betrayed me.
Chancellor, what happened?
They allied with Count Dooku and attempted to overthrow the Republic. Mace Windu and Dooku came into my office and...
His voice trailed off as he lifted his shaking hands to his face.
Please, Anakin, you must return here immediately and save me. The clones have remained loyal and are besieging the Jedi in their temple, but they need you to lead them.
Don't worry, Chancellor. We're already on our way back.
He watches Palpatine smile at him just as the transmission goes blank. As the ship arrives on Coruscant, Anakin heads down with Ahsoka and Maul. They find the Jedi Temple on fire, though the battle is still going. Hundreds of clones rush up the steps trying to overwhelm the outnumbered Jedi defenders. The trio lands in the middle of the courtyard where Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Count Dooku organize the defenses. As Anakin lands, he unleashes a powerful force push that throws the clones aside. The sight of reinforcements causes the Jedi to cheer, who rally behind them. Despite that, they remain heavily outnumbered.
I see you brought a friend.
I could say the same with you.
He followed me home, Master. Can we keep him? He doesn't eat that much.
Nice of you to have brought your sense of humor, Skywalker. Though you should have brought reinforcements.
I did.
Suddenly, the air is filled with blaster fire as Maul's supercommandos pour down from their cruiser. As a part of their alliance, they had left Mandalore and will help the Jedi. The troops use jetpacks to swarm the clones, stunning or knocking them out. Their sudden arrival turns the tide as the clones retreat from the temple. While a victory, it is only temporary as more gunships arrive below, preparing to launch a second wave.
Come on, let's drive them back.
Patience. A dark presence I sense.
Anakin looks at Yoda, but suddenly feels an overwhelming surge of power wash over him. He stumbles.
You sense it too.
It's him. He's here.
We can't let him get away then. We should stop him here and now.
The two dark apprentices and the other Jedi nod. As the clones mobilize at the base of the temple, hundreds of Jedi come streaming down, led by Anakin, Maul, Dooku, Yoda, and Obi-Wan. The Jedi rush down to meet them, focusing on the clones while Anakin, Maul, and Dooku rush Palpatine. Though surprised, a grin quickly spreads across his face as he raises his lightsabers to block their attacks.
It's good to see my apprentices. So glad you've all met. I hope you're not fighting.
Only about who will take your head when we're through with you.
There's hope for you yet, Skywalker.
However, despite all three pressing him, Palpatine stands his ground and pushes them back. A figure leaps over their bodies and slashes at Palpatine's head, forcing him to block. Ahsoka growls and shoves her lightsabers forward, while the other three regain their bearings and surround him. All four surround Palpatine and unleash a flurry of attacks, but the Sith Lord moves like a blur, blocking and spinning his lightsabers. Anakin feels his anger growing, remembering all the conversations he's had, and now realizes they were manipulations. He pushes forward with renewed anger, coming closest to crack Palpatine's defenses. When he sees this, the Sith Lord smiles.
Good. I always sensed the most potential in you.
He blocks his attacks and manages to strike Dooku on the side, shoving him aside and then turning to Maul and slicing off one of his legs. As he topples over, Ahsoka steps between them to block his attack. She suddenly slams her head against him and knocks Palpatine back. Snarling in anger, he lifts Ahsoka and slams her against the ground. He prepares to finish the three of them off, but Anakin tackles him aside. Seeing Ahsoka falling, he is filled with a new energy as his anger fills him. Palpatine laughs and meets these attacks, starting to give ground.
Yes, give in to your anger. I can teach you to hone these abilities.
But as Anakin attacks him, he thinks of the words of Maul and Ahsoka, of how the Jedi are a slave to politics and how these feelings are a trap to the dark side. He looks at Palpatine and smiles. More importantly, without the fear of Padme dying, Palpatine has far less leverage. No, I think I'll pass on it. He then strikes Palpatine's knee, causing it to give way, and slices his lightsaber against Palpatine's neck. The Sith Lord drops to the ground, his surprise still on his face. With him dead, the clones are left leaderless and captured. The testimonies of Dooku and Maul are enough to convince the Senate, and new elections are held. Meanwhile, the Jedi are pardoned for their crimes. Ahsoka and Dooku are invited back to the Jedi Order, allowing them to lead more hands-on operations that can help people. Meanwhile, Anakin is in charge with the war effort against the remaining CIS holdouts. Lastly, Maul takes his Mandalorians to worlds unknown, leaving the Jedi to rebuild their badly damaged order. That's our theory. The Star Wars universe is a galaxy filled with exciting stories and possibilities, and we love exploring them. If you want to accompany us on this journey to a galaxy far, far away, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.